Welcome to my Asshole Podcast. Let's get into it. Today is Haunting Adeline Day. And we have chapters 23 and 24 for today. Excited. Woo! Been waiting to get to this day to see what happens next on our crazy adventures of Adeline and Zaid. Excited to see what goes on next. Obviously, as we know from last week, Zaid and Daya have made it to where Adeline is. They found her, and now they're bringing her to safety. So I'm excited to see what goes on next. But before we get into that, you know what we got. We got our thread. Today's thread is a little different. And it is, what's something you usually do in a hotel room, but not at home? All right, so let's get into today's thread. Let's see. All right, if it's a 2 queens setup, I use one of them as a pizza eating bed and the other to sleep in. What? What? Why can't you just eat pizza in the bed you're sleeping in? That sounds like a lot of work to me. You wake up and you get out of bed and then you go into the other bed and then you just already have the pizza laying there, or like what? Oh, I guess so. Okay. All right. What's something you usually do in a hotel room that you don't do at home? Make coffee on the bathroom counter. What? Why would you make coffee in the bathroom? I don't understand that. What? You know they have the little dresser thing that they put the TV on, and then they also have tables in there. Like, there's so many other places you could make coffee other than in the bathroom. Like, that's kind of weird. All right. What's something you usually do in a hotel room that you don't do at home? Admire the cuck chair. Okay, flip through TV channels, run down the hallway. Okay, I don't know what the cuck chair thing is. Like, what? Oh, okay. Wait a minute. No, okay, it makes sense. Hold on, because usually hotel rooms will have like one chair and it's like off to the side kind of thing. So it kind of makes sense. It's like, yeah, that's where the cuck would sit. You know, if he's watching. Okay, all right, makes sense. Okay. Flipping through the TV channels, I mean, there ain't ever anything on fucking hotel TV, if I'm being honest with you. There ain't shit. Then running down the hallways, hey, man, do your thing. All right. Let's see here. Oh, Jesus. Okay. What's something you usually do in a hotel room that you don't do at home? Check for bed bugs. Facts. Bed bug. I'll be like, hold up. You know, because you never know. Like, even the nicest of hotels sometimes, very rarely, occasionally, will have them. And you're just like, this is disgusting. Yeah, and I mean, because they're in like the most like weirdest places too. Like, you have to lift the mattress, you have to lift everything. It's bad. Sometimes even the pillowcases. It's like, woo, yeah, nah, man. What's something you usually do in a hotel room that you don't do at home? Eat on my bed. I mean, come on, man. You don't do that at home? You lying ass motherfucker. You know you eat in the bed at home. Get the fuck out of here. You're talking about I don't eat on the bed at home. Girl, get your ass out of here. You know you do. That's crazy. What's something you usually do in a hotel room that you don't do at home? Turn the AC down to sub-zero and then take the hottest shower I can handle. Creates a weather front. I've created lightning in my hotel room. Okay. I don't know why you would want to do that for whatever reason. I mean, I guess some people just be taking advantage of the, hey, I ain't got to pay, the AC, and I ain't got to pay for water, so I'm going to just do some dumb shit. It's like, why not? I guess. I don't know. All right, then. What's something you usually do in a hotel room that you don't do at home? Lay in the tub and feel like I'm a kid getting rained on in a field by myself. What? So you sit in the tub and you turn the shower on and you pretend like you're getting rained on? What? Y'all people be doing some weird shit, man. What the heck is going on here? All right. Let's see. What's something you usually do in a hotel room that you don't do at home? Leave wet towels on the floor. I mean, yeah, and I don't make my bed. I don't do none of that shit because I'm just like, they gonna come in here and clean up anyway. Like they are. Like, what's the point? Hey, facts. Like, they're doing their job. What's something you usually do in a hotel room that you don't do at home? Let's see. Wear slippers, sandals, or shoes at all times. That is kind of a weird thing. Like, even in hotel rooms, I still take my shoes off. I don't know why. I think it's just force of habit because I've always grown up with, like, you take your shoes off, and I think that just translates to everywhere because even in, like, friends' homes, they would kind of have that same rule and stuff. So it just kind of became a thing where it's like, yeah, you just take your shoes off at the door. I don't know. I'm weird like that. I do it even in hotel rooms. It's just, yeah, it's just kind of an ingrained thing in me. What's something you usually do in a hotel room that you don't do at home? Sit around naked. Can't do that with roommates. Yeah, facts. And I mean, man, best feeling ever is just chilling naked. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's great. It's great. I don't know what's great about it, but it's fantastic. You just get out of the shower, you dry off a little bit, you get on your phone, you know what I mean? You go get a snack or something. I don't know. It's just freeing. It's like, hey, why the hell not? I be doing that at home all the time. What's something you usually do in a hotel room that you don't do at home? Sit on the bed with outside clothes. What? I mean, okay. Okay. Now that I think about it, okay, yeah. Because when you're at home, you immediately change into, like, comfortable clothes. But if you're in a hotel room, a lot of times you're probably going to be there for, 5-10 minutes or whatever. So you need to be ready to just get up and go. So you're going to lay in bed with outside clothes on. Okay, that makes sense. Because at first I'm like, what are you doing? Change into some comfy, what? But then I thought about it. I'm like, wait, yeah. Because, like, if you're going to Vegas or you're in Miami or you're, like, in New York or whatever, you're just out somewhere and you're in a hotel room, you're not really in the hotel room that long. You may be in the hotel room to sleep. You may be in the hotel room to, like, wait for friends or whatever. You're going to be in there 5-10 minutes max, and then you're leaving to go do whatever it is you're going to do. So yeah, you're going to get dressed up and exfoliate and then just kind of lay in bed and watch the shitty hotel TV until you're ready to leave. So yeah, okay, makes sense. All right. Let's see. What's something you usually do in a hotel room that you don't do at home? Wear the complimentary robe like it's a fancy hotel guest star. Hey, I mean, when the hotel rooms do come with the robes, I ain't gonna lie, those things are comfy. I've thought about getting a robe myself or at home. I'm dead serious. I just haven't pulled the plug on it because they're kind of expensive. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, $60 is kind of expensive for a robe. I ain't gonna lie. But I guarantee you'd be so worth the money. I'm just like, man, a robe would kind of be nice. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't know. Always thought about it, though. You know what I mean? Always thought about it. But yeah, whenever there are robes in hotel rooms, that's my shit. What's something you usually do in a hotel room that you don't do at home? Hanging outside the balcony and watch the cityscape or lay in a comfortable chair while I enjoy a cup of tea. Man, you must not have a very calming home life then if you're not able to do that. Man, that sucks. Jeez, because I feel like I would be able to get that, at home. But maybe you have a hectic, home life. What's something you usually do in a hotel room that you don't do at home? Actually get a decent night's sleep, depending on the hotel anyway. I don't know, man. Hotel beds, they're not the most comfortable. And then it's like hotel rooms get it backwards. The mattress is stiff to where the pillow is overly soft. And I'm just like, if we could kind of like swap that and have an overly soft mattress and maybe a more firm pillow, I feel like I could go to sleep like that, because that's how like my bed at home is. My bed is soft as shit, but I got a firm pillow and I just knock the fuck out. But when like my face is literally enveloped in a pillow, I feel like I'm suffocating in my sleep sometimes, and I can't stand that. I'm like, no, I need a firm pillow, man. I need a firm pillow. And then it sucks because sometimes I'll wake up and like I'll be stretching, my back cracks and whatnot. I'm just like, oh, because the bed's so fucking stiff. And I'm just like, and I feel like you got to kind of like almost break the bed in a little bit, because it's just like, God damn, this mattress is stiff as shit. So yeah, I don't know, man. I get some better sleep at home than I do in a hotel room. All right. Let's see. Okay. What's something you usually do in a hotel room that you don't do at home? Depends on the hotel. Sometimes I'm busy checking for bed bugs. Sometimes I'm pushing the chair up against the door. I don't want to die in a Super 8 motel. Otherwise, I turn on the AC to hang meat setting and take an hour shower. What is hang meat setting? What? What is he talking about? Like super cold? Is that what he's talking about? Because hang meat setting is kind of crazy. Like, bruh, what the fuck? All right, I'm hoping he means like hella cold. That's what I'm thinking he means. But an hour shower, nigga, what are you doing in the shower for an hour, my guy? Unless you playing the skin flute, that's crazy. An hour-long shower is wild. And like, damn. All right. Let's see. Okay. What's something you usually do in a hotel room that you don't do at home? Sign the front page in the Bibles. Thanks for checking out my book, Love Jesus. That's fucked up. I guess I've never seen that in a hotel room where they have a Bible in there. I've never seen that. But this dude found a Bible in a hotel room, and he put on the first page, thanks for checking out my book, Love Jesus. This nigga, bruh. That's funny. Oh my God. All right, what's something you usually do in a hotel room that you don't do at home? Watch TV in bed. I don't want a TV in my own bedroom. That's true. There's a lot of people nowadays that don't have TVs in their bedroom. I think that's becoming a very, very common thing. Like as of recent, which is kind of crazy to me, because there's a lot of people that I know and a lot of guys that I work with, and they're like, yeah, I don't have a TV in my bedroom, because if I have a TV in my bedroom, then I'm never going to like leave my room. And I was like, damn, that makes sense, but I ain't taking my TV out of my bedroom. I don't know. It's kind of a teach its own kind of thing, but I have noticed people doing that lately. All right. What's something you usually do in a hotel room that you don't do at home? One bed is for sex and the other bed is for luggage and then sleeping. Hey, facts. Facts. But honestly, I wouldn't put my luggage on the bed. And the reason why I wouldn't put my luggage on the bed is because you can bring them bed bugs home. Yeah, man. Especially if you don't check and you just toss it on there and they get in on your clothes and all that kind of stuff, and you bring that shit home. Oh, bruh. Yeah, nah, I wouldn't do that. I always leave my luggage like by the door. That way if like an emergency or whatever goes on, like I can quickly leave the room and grab my shit on the way out. That's how I do it. All right. What's something you usually do in a hotel room that you don't do at home? My wife and I always get 2 queen rooms, sex bed, and then the sleep bed. I don't understand that. I mean, I guess because you could just kind of, get nasty in that bed and then just go to the other one and it's clean. Because that's been a common thing, But I was like, all right, I guess. All right. What's something you usually do in a hotel room that you don't do at home? Work. Usually fix the microwave or something else broken in the room. Let people yell at me because they are idiots that didn't plan. And now the price is high and it's somehow my fault. Show the older people how to work the TV. Give extra pillows to the person. Oh, so you must work at a hotel. Okay. Yeah, you work at a hotel. Damn, give extra pillows to the person that wants to have 10 but are only getting 2. Explain to Karen that her special light that shows bodily fluids will also react to the bleach and cleaning chemicals that we use to sanitize that room. Explain to Karen that her special sensor that detected a camera actually detected the IR receiver for the TV, and that since she took the sensor out, her remote won't work. I'm also a hotel GM, so yeah. I was hoping we would get somebody that works at a hotel in here in this thread because, man, there ain't no way I could work at a hotel. Oh my God, there's no way. The amount of people that you would get that are either overly paranoid, extremely picky, or just extremely demanding would be just annoying. Oh, and those amount of people there'd be a bunch of them, because people go to hotels because they want to just like have a catered experience, where they don't have to worry about anything, and because they're on vacation or they're somewhere new, and I understand that, but some people go overboard with it. It's like there's being reasonable and then there's just being too much. And a lot of people sit in that too much, and I'm just like, dude, yeah. And I bet our homeboy right here, he feels it. He's just like, fuck this. All right, I'm going to do 3 more and that'll be the end of this thread. What's something you usually do in a hotel room that you don't do at home? I use a blow dryer to heat up my quesadilla. What? Come on, man. What? What the fuck? Why can't I imagine her in the bathroom with a quesadilla and just woo? Oh, hey, what's going on? I'm just making my quesadilla. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Hey, I feel like she got drunk the night before, woke up, hungover as fuck, saw a half-eaten quesadilla and was just like, yo, that looks bomb, but it's cold. And then she had the idea of, wait a minute, my blow dryer heats stuff. Oh my God. This is the most genius thing ever. And it's just like, baby girl, you have a microwave in there. Oh my God. That's terrible. I guarantee you that was the story. Guarantee it. That's funny. All right, 2 more. What's something you usually do in a hotel room that you don't do at home? Shower at night and in the morning. Having a family of 4 with me being the only male and having 1 shower sucks. Ooh, damn, yeah, that would be horrible. Not being able to shower and you only have 1 shower in your house and there's 4 people living there. God damn. Yeah, that's gotta be rough. Especially if you have girls too. Yeah, since you're the only male, so it's your wife and 2 girls. Yeah, that's rough. That's rough. I'd have been like, dude, y'all need to just shower together. Make this 1 shower so I can get in the shower. Like, fuck. What's something you usually do in a hotel room that you don't do at home? This will be our last one for this thread. I work at a hotel. y'all should really stop doing so many naked activities in your room, not for my sake, but your own. In general, people are pretty nasty, and housekeepers typically aren't paid enough to care about your health and well-being. Ooh, that was a good tip to end the thread with. And if you leaving the Siemens around and stuff, a lot of times they're going to be like, man, I don't get paid enough to clean that shit up. Fuck that. And they'll just probably like do a half-ass slop job and just be like, cool, it looks clean, peace. And I don't get paid enough for this. You want your coochie juices all over the place, man? I'm good. Fuck that. I'll just wipe it up a little bit and be on my way. Hey, it is what it is. But that's going to go ahead and end that thread for today. If you guys enjoyed that thread, if there's some silly, crazy stuff that you guys do in a hotel room that you don't do at home, please put it down in the comment section down below. Get involved into the thread. Love it when you guys get down there in the comments and get a part of the thread. It's always funny to see you guys join in and add some stuff that we didn't even, go over or didn't even think about. I be reading some of the comments sometimes. I'm like, yo, that's funny. And I mean, you guys are making me crack up to myself. So definitely get down there. But all right, we'll hop into announcements, get those through real quick, and then we'll hop into Haunting Adeline for today. Patreon.com/MyTheAsshole Podcast. Get an exclusive episode every single Friday, as well as being able to send your scenario to be featured on Tuesday and Sunday shows. All right. If you are an audio listener, go ahead and keep downloading the podcast as well as rating us 5 stars. If you haven't rated us 5 stars already, please do. It helps out the show a lot. And guess what? It's for free. And you motherfuckers out there that haven't yet rated, I know who you are. I got my eyes on you. All right. Rate us 5 stars, baby. It helps out a lot and it's for free. If you want to help us out even more on the free 99 side of things, follow us on Instagram, TikTok, as well as YouTube. And for us US people out there, I guess we got the tickety talk back. They took it away for like a day and then they were like, shit, all right, man, we'll give it to you back. So we'll see how long it stays. If it does, if it doesn't, I don't know. But definitely follow us over there. I hope it doesn't go away just because I have my biggest community of followers and fans over there on TikTok. You guys have been awesome creating a bit of a community. You guys message me all the time. You guys comment all the time. You guys are very active over there. And it's like you guys are a lot more active over there than you are on YouTube or even Instagram. And I love it. And that's why I was so bummed when the app was gone for the little time that it was gone. And then now that it's back, I'm like, I hope it stays. Just because, like I said, my community over there is huge and I love that. And I want you guys to be a part of that as well. That's why I always try to direct you guys over there. It is in the Linktree link down in the description. So definitely get in there, be a part of it, comment, do all that good stuff. All right. But without further ado, let's get into chapters 23 and 24 of Haunting Adeline. All right, let's get into it. I'm excited.
Part 2. January 21st, 2022. I don't think my body is ready to accept freedom yet. It doesn't feel real. I'm just waiting for someone to draw back the curtain and ta-da! I'm still trapped in that house with a random man's nasty dick in my face. Fuck. I'm free, yet I still want to fucking die. My lipstick isn't the same color, and I cried about that.
Chapter 23. The Hunter. No good news? I ask, crossing my arms across my chest. Jay's lips tighten and he shakes his head. Francesca and Rocco Bellucci were nowhere to be found when my men arrived at their house. In fact, the entire house was vacant, except for a dead man in the living room with his throat slit open and a couple men piled outside of the porch steps, which means Rio and Rick fled too. I suspect they all left the moment they found Addie missing, hightailing it out of there before I could get to them. The worms are slippery, but they won't be able to hide from me for long. How's Addie doing? Jay asks, concern etched into the lines of his face. He glances over my shoulder as if he can see her from the front door. It's the first time he's been in Parsons Manor, and his body language suggests he's ready to get the fuck out. He took one step in and the front door shut on its own behind him. Since Addie's been home, the activity has increased. Her energy has been dark, and the manor never had any warmth to begin with. I wanted to take her back to my place, but Addie refused, stating she's been holed up in one prison for long enough and doesn't want to find herself in another. So I stationed heavy security around the property, using advanced and illegal technology to ensure nothing gets by without my knowledge. Whatever Claire has up her sleeve next, she knows there's no chance of touching Parsons. After I found her, I took her straight to trusted old friends of mine, Teddy Angler and his son Tanner. Teddy is a retired surgeon, but has been working for Z since I built the organization, taking in any survivors that need care. His son is a nurse and often assists Teddy, now that he's getting older. We stayed with him for a week so he could treat the lacerations all over her body, the open wound on the back of her neck, and pump her with fluids. She was dehydrated, malnourished, and ravaged by the abuse. I refused to turn away from what was done to her, though all I wanted to do was walk right back out of his door and shred anyone who inhabited that house with my bare fucking teeth. I'm not sure if she even recalls much of her time with Teddy. She was catatonic the entire stay. It's been a month since she's been home, and in the beginning we were swarmed with police officers and media outlets. Law enforcement were requesting her statement and wanted information on her kidnapping. And of course, because Addie's a popular author, it got media attention. I'm not ashamed that I've lost count on how many paparazzi I've threatened bodily harm to due to them trying to sneak onto the property. I would have loved to make a fucking example of one of them, string them up at the end of the driveway as a friendly reminder of what will happen if even their toe touches the goddamn property line. The chaos has died down, but it sent Addie further into herself, and she's been confined to her bedroom and cocooned under her black silk sheets as if she's allergic to the outside air. For the first couple weeks after her rescue, she would hardly speak at all. Addie often flipped between complete desolation, where she stared blankly and gave no reaction, to crying and inconsolable. I've had a therapist, Dr. Maybell, come in to talk to her a few times to help draw her out, and it has helped. Seeing her like this breaks my fucking heart, and all I want is to hand her the pieces and give her something to hold on to. But she won't hold on to anything, won't even let me come near. If I get within a foot of her, she flips out. She absolutely refuses to let me touch her, and it's fucking killing me because that's all I want to do. Dea and Serena have both visited frequently, as Addie is far more comfortable with their embrace than she is with mine. Alive? I answer, though I'm not entirely sure that's the truth. She's breathing, but she's not living. And slowly getting better. She's talking now, and will smile and laugh sometimes. She'll be up, down, and sideways for a long time. I glance down at the deep gouges in my hands, still bright red from last night. Every night she thrashes in the bed, screams tearing from her throat and body flailing. I've learned to be careful when I wake her. Some nights she goes into full attack mode, sightless as she scratches at me, convinced I'm one of the demons haunting her nightmares. During the day she's back to being a ghost, though that doesn't seem right either. The ghosts in Parsons Manor are more active than she is. And to be frank, I'm growing frustrated. Not because she's lost in her trauma, but because I have no fucking idea how to bring her out of it. Helplessness is a feeling I've become intimate with. I can't save every girl, but I'll be damned if I can't save Addie, even if it's from herself. She's going to get through it, Z, Jay assures, seeming to note the distress darkening the underside of my eyes. I know she will. She's the strongest woman I know, I agree. Jay nods and hands over a bouquet of red roses. I don't want to bother her right now, so give these to her for me, yeah? Of course. Thanks, man, I say, grabbing the bundle from his hand. His nails are painted neon pink today, and they're chipping already. Have you checked in on Katerina? Jay nods. Yeah, she's kind of like Addie right now. Doesn't speak much, and her emotions are unstable. She's so young and has been through a lot. Once Addie had gotten in my car, she had given me 2 names, along with a plea to save one of them from a sunflower field. Rio's sister, Katerina Sanchez, and her groomer, Lillian Perez. I don't know why Addie had asked me to rescue Rio's sister, only that it was important to her that I do. Katerina is a 15-year-old girl who was enslaved to a wicked woman. Regardless of who her brother is and how badly I want to kill him, she's not responsible for her brother's sins and needed saving. Caught up with Addie and getting her settled, I sent Michael and another one of my mercenaries to take care of it. If it wasn't for Addie insisting Katerina was by a sunflower field, it might have taken a lot longer to find her, but they were able to track her down within a couple of days and get her out of there. Unlike Addie, they didn't go through great lengths to keep her hidden. Now she's in one of my safe houses, getting treatment for her extensive trauma. Her brother's still attempting to hide. Jay gives me a look. You know he is? He's still in Arizona. When I nod, he hikes a thumb over his shoulder and says, I'm gonna head out. Let her know I'm thinking about her. He casts another glance at the living room, sweeping his eyes over every nook and cranny, as if a spirit is going to be standing there staring at him. I can feel the eyes on my back, but whoever they aren't making themselves known. Jay turns and softly shuts the door behind him, while a cold draft brushes across the back of my neck. Ignoring the phantom, I head upstairs to check on my girl. Her mother left only an hour ago, and she tends to take naps after those visits. The first time meeting Serena Riley was interesting. Addie never told her about me, which I had expected considering their relationship was in shambles long before I came along. And regardless of the fact that I found her daughter, her spidey senses are tingling, and she is sensing just how dangerous I am. She's not wrong. Cracking open the door, I peer inside, finding Addie sitting up, balancing her journal on her knee, as she scribbles in it like she can't get the words out fast enough. A shot of relief floods my system. Today seems to be a good day for her, as good as it's capable of being. She doesn't acknowledge me, so I lean against the doorframe, content with watching her write. The balcony doors are cracked open, letting in the cool, fresh air. It's freezing in here, but it doesn't seem like she notices. Over the last few days, she's been writing in that journal more often. I'm not sure where it came from, but it's her lifeline, and it seems to be helping her. Dr. Maybell recommends journaling and shit all the time with the girls I rescue. Better than bottling up all those emotions and letting them fester and eat away at them slowly. After a few more minutes, she grabs a tube of lipstick, blindly applies it to her plump lips, then smacks a kiss on the journal. Glancing at me, she snaps the journal shut, sets it on the nightstand, and grabs a tissue to wipe off the crimson stain on her mouth, finally meeting my eyes.
I see you're still creepy,
She comments dryly, crumbling the tissue up and tossing it on the table beside her. I grin and slowly approach her. She visibly tenses, so I sit at the end of the bed and give her space. I'm all for pushing Addie's boundaries, but this isn't one I'm willing to. Despite my less than honorable methods with her in the past, the last thing I want to do is worsen her trauma. She's been through enough. She doesn't need another self-serving man taking something from her that she's not willing to give. When she's ready to accept me again, I can't promise I won't push her past her comfort zone and work to reawaken a part of her I'm sure she feels is lost. But that takes time and trust, and I'm a very patient man. Forever and always, baby, I murmur, shooting her a roguish grin. It feels like my heart explodes when she offers a small smile in return. That small gesture feels like she just handed me the entire fucking world in her tiny palms. Jay got you roses, I tell her, handing her the bouquet. Her hand curls around the stems and she sniffs the petals.
Well, that was sweet of him. I probably should have met him. He's your friend, and he helped save both of our lives. I need to thank him personally,
she says, her brows knitted with guilt. I had given her a brief rundown of what happened the night of the ritual, how Jay realized the society set me up and came to warn me. He was stationed in a van a block away in case shit went awry and we needed a quick escape, but by the time he got to me, the bomb had already gone off. But I haven't told her who the society is yet, and she hasn't seemed inclined to get into it. I shrug. Jay isn't going anywhere, and he understands that you're not ready for people yet. She snorts dryly.
Peopling sounds exhausting. And speaking of exhausting tasks, I need to shower.
She admits, wrinkling her nose. You do stink, I say, my grin widening when she shoots me a glare. More often I've been seeing her old self poke through. Sometimes it's a jab at something I said, other times it's a little smile, and then there are moments like now, where she looks like she wants to give me the 1-2 to my eyeballs. I eat it all up.
You're supposed to say I smell like flowers.
Baby, there are flowers out there that smell like straight ass, so sure, you smell like those flowers. She stares at me for a beat, and then her face cracks, and a full-blown grin stretches her lips. Fuck, I'm so in love with her.
Ugh, fine. I guess I can't really argue with that anyway.
She glances at the door leading to her personal bathroom.
There are no cameras in there, right?
I arch a brow, enjoying the way her lips part. I haven't taken them out. She glowers.
Why not?
I hold her gaze, ensuring she can see how serious I am. I'm not going to watch you, Addie, but the second you give me a reason to, I will. Her brow lowers, picking up on my meaning.
I'm not going to hurt myself.
Okay, I say, taking her word for it. I'll change out the sheets and they'll be fresh by the time you're done. Slowly, she drags herself out of bed, and the burst of pride is uncontainable. I'm pulling up the corner of the silk sheet when she pauses at the door leading to her bathroom, peeking over her shoulder at me.
Hey, Zaid?
Yeah, baby.
Thank you.
Your mom is coming here tomorrow just to remind you. It's only been a few days since Serena visited last, but she's been trying hard to reconnect with her daughter. Something I'm actually glad for, despite how exhausting she can be. Addie rolls over to face me, once more a little burrito in her bed. She's intent on wasting away for now, but I plan on channeling her trauma into better, more healthy avenues when she's ready. Her sweet caramel pools peer up at me, a slight frown on her face. Shadows stain the underside of her eyes, so dark that some of her freckles are lost.
Does she have to?
I shrug a shoulder. No, say the word and I'll lock the doors. She drops her gaze, but not quick enough to hide the guilt.
Oh, that was rude of me to say.
She admits.
She's still my mom.
I settle in deeper next to her, slumping against the stone wall, careful not to touch her, though my body is vibrating with the need to. We haven't touched since I found her in the train, and each second feels like a stab in the chest. Fiending for Adeline Riley is a feeling I'm old friends with, but this is the first time I refuse to act on it. Tell me about her, I say. Tell me everything about you. She raises an eyebrow, and I smile because it's cute.
You mean you don't know everything about me already?
Of course I don't, baby. Not the things that matter. I may know what high school you graduated from, or where you went to college before you dropped out, but that doesn't mean I know how happy you were. If you were lonely or sad, or if a boy cornered you in a library and made you scared. I pause, that particular scenario angering me. If that happened, I just need a name, that's all. She snorts, rolling her eyes. Addie resisted pillow talk before she was abducted, intent on hating me, and when she stopped hating me, we only had a couple of nights together before she was taken. She wiggles deeper into the sheets, glancing at me through thick lashes. My heart clenches painfully, and I have an uncontrollable urge to kiss every single freckle dotting her cheeks and nose.
My mom hates me.
She starts.
Or maybe she doesn't hate me, but she's never liked me. I think it's because she never understood me. My mom is all about being prim, proper, and classy. Enter beauty pageants, marry a rich man, and live lavishly. I think she just wanted me to have the life she couldn't have. And when I did the opposite, she resented me for it.
At least you'll end up marrying a rich man, I comment. She pins me with a dry look.
Now I can never marry you. It's my life's purpose to disappoint her in every decision I make.
I arch a brow. Don't underestimate me, Addie. I'll become a poor man for you. She shakes her head.
I don't even know your last name or your birthday.
I grin. I'm sorry I didn't realize those things were so important. She glares at me, conjuring all the sass from the fellow women around the world and inserting it into that single look. It only makes me smile wider.
Aren't we having a heart-to-heart? Plus, you keep threatening me with marriage. Shouldn't I know your last name?
Does this mean you're actually going to take my threats seriously and marry me? She sighs, waltzing right into that one. She knows it too.
It's a simple question. The kind of question anyone would ask on the first date. Or even before the first date, just in case the man ends up being an obsessive stalker who murders people.
I tip my head back, a deep laugh pouring from my throat. My birthday is September 7th, I tell her.
Doesn't surprise me that you're a Virgo. Next.
She prompts sassily, waiting for my next answer. I bite my lip, tempted to spank her ass and give her a reason to be sassy. Meadows, baby. Our last name is Meadows.
Yours. Don't get ahead of yourself. You'll be expected to beg.
There's no stopping the savage grin from gracing my lips. I love to beg.
Whatever, creep. We were talking about my mom, not marriage.
I get comfortable, fully facing her and propping my head on my hand. Her eyes flutter when I notch my finger under her chin, demanding her full attention. Gently she pulls away, but I don't let it bother me. It's a start. Your mom doesn't hate you, Addie. She hates herself. And she doesn't resent you because you're not living the life she wanted for herself. She resents you because you were living the life you wanted, and she wasn't. She stares at me, seeming to contemplate that. The best thing you can do is keep living that life, little mouse. Continue being a successful author who loves horror movies and haunted fairs, who loves her Nana and the gothic mansion she inherited, and finds a thrill out of the ghosts that walk the halls. You've always been unapologetically you. She wrinkles her nose as if she's disgusted.
So, you're wise and shit too?
She scoffs, a sound of abhorrence, though there's a faint glimmer in her eye.
Despicable. What are you bad at?
My smile turns salacious, enjoying the way red tints her cheeks. I'm very bad at lots of things, and I hear that practice makes perfect. She groans and shoves me, and I laugh when she flips over, turning her back to me. We both know she's laughing too, but she just isn't ready to admit it yet. That's okay. I've got nothing but time.
February 18th, 2022. One time, Sydney told Francesca that I drew on the walls with a Sharpie. The picture was of a stick figure with their head severed off. There was red smeared all over it, and later I found out Sydney was on her period. Of course, I was blamed for it. Francesca made me clean off the blood with my toothbrush. Don't worry, I didn't use it again after that. Rio snuck me a new one, and they were none the wiser, thinking I was brushing my teeth with the same brush that I scrubbed period blood with. I considered sharpening the end of that toothbrush like I was in an actual prison and stabbing Sydney in the eye with it. Then I really would draw on the walls, except it'd be a figure with a missing eyeball, her blood smeared over it. Now that would be funny. Chapter 24. The Diamond. I have an awkward question. I start, and I almost immediately regret saying anything at all when Zaid grins slyly at me. He probably thinks I'm going to ask him to do something weird. This will be the first time I'm planning on leaving the property since I've been home, and my anxiety is high. It's been a little over a week since I had talked about my mom with Zaid, and it made me feel better. Enough to get up every day, shower, take walks to the cliff, get some fresh air, and just live. I think I've reached a point where I need to feel human again. But there's been one nagging concern in my head that's keeping me from feeling that. Would you mind driving me to the clinic? Usually I'd drive myself, but the thought of getting behind the wheel again makes me break out in hives. My car was totaled in the accident, and even though Zaid bought me a new one, I can hardly get in it without having an anxiety attack. Plus, it's missing the ketchup stain on the roof, and I miss that stain. I still don't remember where it came from, but I'm pretty sure it was from a flyaway french fry after I hit a speed bump too hard. So anyway, I decided Zaid taking me would cause more annoyance, but less panic. His face relaxes, and I think he knows what I'm asking.
Sure, baby.
He agrees, nodding toward the door.
I'll be in the car.
He stands, then pauses and looks at me.
And by the way, nothing is awkward between us. If you need me to pluck a butthole hair, I'll do it.
He shrugs.
Or, pop an ingrown hair on your vagina.
My mouth drops open, but then my eyes narrow and I cross my arms. How much shit did you watch me do when you were being a little creep? His grin only widens in response before he walks out of the door. I swear I hate him, but I'm thankful that he's not asking questions. How does one say, "Hey, I want to get tested for STDs because I had a bunch of dicks in me," without at least one person feeling uncomfortable? Doesn't really come out right, no matter how you word it. I will forever be thankful for Francesca forcing Rocco and his friends to use condoms, aside from the first time Rocco assaulted me. She said we would be worthless if they gave us diseases, but it was useless anyway. They certainly didn't use condoms when they forced us to perform oral. I think it just made Francesca feel like she was being responsible. According to Rio, there was an incident long before I arrived where one of the guides gave all the girls syphilis. Since then, Francesca has been diligent about them getting tested if they wanted to partake in our lessons. But I wouldn't trust any of them to actually keep their dicks clean. Xavier used condoms too, but there was one occurrence when the condom broke. I bite my lip, anxiety flaring just thinking about that minuscule chance that I got knocked up anyway, despite that I have the IUD. It's improbable, but not impossible. My heart drops, picturing the disgusted look on Zaid's face when finding out that I'm pregnant with another man's baby. I know him well enough by now that I'm confident he wouldn't actually give me that look, but that image plagues me anyway. I wouldn't blame him if he did. That disgust is what I feel every time I stare in the mirror, which is why I tend to avoid it at all costs. I'm getting a pregnancy test, and if I did get that unlucky, I'm throwing myself off the building next. I've been out of the house for a total of 2 hours and 47 minutes, and I'm fucking exhausted. I'm still riddled with anxiety, nauseated by the possibility that I'm as filthy as I feel.
You look like you need ice cream.
Zaid announces, his palm flat on the steering wheel as he makes a left turn. It's hot. Watching Zaid drive is foreplay. Even worse, he's wearing a leather jacket over his hoodie today, and I still haven't been able to unstick my tongue from the roof of my mouth. I blink, the loss of blood making me a little woozy. I told the doctor to test me for every STD known to man, especially herpes, since that's one of the scarier and mostly silent ones. And I lost count of how many tubes of blood she drew. She stared at the barcode on my wrist almost the entire time, and after the gauze stemmed the bleeding, she slapped a Band-Aid with smiley faces on my arm. I laughed, then cried when the pregnancy test came back negative. Ice cream? I echoed dumbly.
Do you like ice cream?
Well, yes. I stutter, my brain slow to catch up with the randomness.
What's your favorite flavor?
Mint chocolate? I answer, watching him make another turn. He's heading in the opposite direction of Parsons now, and I think he's aiming for Lick and Crunch a few blocks away, a mom-and-pop shop that sells the best soft-serve ice cream in Seattle. The thought of getting ice cream with Zaid is so normal and mundane that it feels like the most exciting thing to happen since sliced bread. And watching Zaid lick an ice cream cone will probably be just as weird as it will be hot.
So, toothpaste.
I sigh. Et tu, Brute? It's not toothpaste. They taste nothing alike. A grin tips up one side of Zaid's mouth, and his eyes glitter as he pulls into the parking lot. The bastard of a man is just trying to get a rise out of me.
It's toothpaste.
He reaffirms, though I'm not sure if he actually believes that. He looks too damn mischievous, but I can't help arguing anyway. I unbuckle and swivel toward him, my eyes thinning. Mint is a delicacy, and you're just a simpleton incapable of appreciating it. He laughs outright, putting the car in park. Mint is definitely not a delicacy, quite the opposite, actually, but I'm sticking with it.
Are you saying I need to refine my food palate?
Obviously, I answer dryly. He leans in close, the leather groaning beneath his weight, and my breath hitches, all my senses invaded by the pure intensity that shrouds this man. His scent envelops me, causing me to stiffen as his lips scarcely brush the side of my jaw.
Your pussy is a delicacy, baby, and I could eat it forever and never grow tired of the taste of you. Is that refined enough?
A flush crawls up my neck, burning a path to my cheeks while my mouth opens in shock. I'm entirely embarrassed by the traitorous squeak that breaks free from my throat, only causing my cheeks to grow hotter. He chuckles, then he's out of the car in the next blink. I glance around, trying to locate where my heart fell out of my ass. Surely that's the only explanation of why I feel so empty now that he's gone, or the asshole took it with him. I sigh. That's definitely what happened. Daylight savings is approaching, relieving the world of its depressive claws. Something about the sun setting before 5 in the afternoon really puts a damper on your day. It's still cold outside, yet we're sitting on a bench outside of Lick and Crunch, people watching and shivering my ass off while I slowly eat my dessert. Zaid got a mint chocolate chip cone for himself, and he smiled wider than the damn Cheshire cat when I just stared at him.
My entire world revolves around you. If you want mint chocolate chip, then that's what I want too.
He had said. Do you even like it?
I like you. Does that count?
No. He just went and sat down, a satisfied look on his face as he lapped up the sweet cream. He doesn't appear disgusted, and I admit that I've spent half of my time trying to figure out if he's fucking with me or if he truly does like the flavor. I still haven't figured that out. Shooting him a narrow-eyed look when he catches me staring and winks, I turn away before he can see the smile threatening to curl my lips. People are bundled up in their coats, bustling down the street and in and out of shops. My attention snags on a person walking down the road. They have masculine features and are dressed in a big poofy purple dress. Then I do smile. My mother would turn her nose up at the eccentrics in Seattle, but I've always admired their confidence and ability to be comfortable with who they are. I hope they're happy, I murmur. When Zaid looks at me curiously, I nod towards the individual in the purple dress. This world can be so cruel. So, I hope they're happy. Zaid is quiet for a beat.
Happiness is fleeting. All that matters is that they're living their life the way they want to.
You believe that? I ask, facing him. That happiness is fleeting? He shrugs, tossing the last bite of his cone into his mouth and chews as he contemplates something.
Absolutely,
he says finally.
It's not something solid you can hold on to. It's vapor in the wind, and all you can do is inhale it when it's near and hope it comes around again when it blows away.
I nod, having to agree with that. Shivering, I eat the last of my cone, the icy breeze stirring up my hair, sending the tendrils dancing. Zaid catches them and gathers my hair until it's lying straight down my back. I can't help but tense, though I don't stop him from whatever he's doing. He removes his leather jacket and wraps it around me, trapping my flyaway hair beneath the heavy warmth. Thank you, I whisper, bundling further into the jacket, overcome with emotion for a reason I can't explain. His jacket smells of leather, spice, and a hint of smoke. And as I inhale his comforting scent, tears burn the backs of my eyes. Maybe because this is the best I've felt in so long, and that kind of makes me want to cry. He gives me a soft smile, his mismatched orbs bright. Even the scar slashing down his white eye can't take away from how at peace he looks right now.
You're welcome, baby.
My heart thuds, and I finally recognize why I feel so emotional. Turning back to watch the city, I lean my head on his shoulder and inhale deeply. This happiness may be fleeting, but I've never been sure that it'll be back. March 2nd, 2022. When I was first kidnapped, I expected them to take a lot from me. Mainly my sanity, and they definitely succeeded there. But what I didn't expect them to take was my ability to be touched by Zaid. I mean, don't get me wrong, it makes sense. But the one thing I've never been able to resist was Zaid's touch. And now I want to light myself on fire every time he does. That's not fair of me. I just don't want to be touched. It makes my fucking skin crawl. Even the thought of it reminds me of all the dirty hands that have touched me all over. One of Rocco's friends used to rub lotion over my skin because he was obsessed with how soft it is. He would come from doing that alone. I didn't even have to touch him back. All I could think about was that one movie with Hannibal Lecter. It puts the lotion on its skin, or it gets the hose again. Fuck, I think Rocco's friend was worse. It was like receiving a bad massage from a 40-year-old drug addict who could only locate a clit if it was covered in coke. Even then, he'd lose it again.
All right. Well, that's going to be it for today. That was chapters, sorry, 23 and 24. Man, as our girl Adeline struggles to get back into ordinary life and figure out what's going on with Zayd and their relationship, it's going to be a bit of a ride, man. But hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Hope you guys enjoyed the thread as well as the 2 chapters we've gone over today for Haunting Adeline. I will see you guys next week. If you're on Patreon, I'll see you tomorrow. But if you're not on Patreon, then I'll see you next week on Tuesday. Love you guys all, and peace.